You've done 1,000 crunches. You've cut carbs down to almost nothing. You've pushed through cardio until your legs were shaking and your shirt was completely soaked, and your abs still don't show. Maybe you've even gotten genuinely lean. Your face looked sharper, your arms became more vascular, your love handles disappeared, yet your stomach still looked flat, soft, undefined. Not a six-pack, just less belly than before. Here's the uncomfortable truth. For most people, it was never just about the fat. There's a second, completely separate reason your abs stay hidden, and almost nobody talks about it, because it doesn't fit into a flashy before and after diet advertisement. Stay with me for the next few minutes. I'll show you exactly what it is, why almost every ab routine on the internet ignores it, and the simple protocol that actually fixes it. Most people think visible abs are a one-variable equation. Lose fat, see abs. That's the formula they've been sold. So they chase the number on the scale, they count every calorie, they eliminate bread, they add another 20 minutes of cardio, and somehow their abs still look flat. At that point, most people make one of two mistakes. They either slash calories even further, sometimes to unhealthy levels, or they convince themselves they simply lost the genetic lottery. Neither is true, because visible abs aren't a one-variable equation. They're a two-variable equation: fat and muscle. You can be genuinely lean and still have no visible abs, because the muscle underneath was never developed enough. You're not looking at abs hidden beneath fat. You're looking at underdeveloped abs, covered by just enough fat to blur what little definition exists. And that's the part almost nobody tells you, because saying, eat less, is much easier than saying you've been training the wrong stimulus for years. Let's look at what's actually happening beneath your skin. Your rectus abdominis, the muscle we call the six-pack, needs enough thickness, enough size, to physically push outward beneath the skin. That's what creates those visible ridges and separations. Think of it like a mattress beneath a bedsheet. If the mattress is thin, the sheet stays flat, no matter how perfectly you smooth it. But once the mattress becomes thicker, its shape naturally starts showing through. Your abs work exactly the same way. The muscle has to grow. And here's the problem. Most ab workouts, the 100 crunch challenges, the 20-minute ab burn videos, the endless sit-up marathons, use light resistance with extremely high repetitions. That's not a muscle-building stimulus. That's an endurance stimulus. You're training your abs to resist fatigue, not to increase size. Those are two completely different goals. And almost every popular ab routine teaches only one of them, so the muscle never becomes thicker, which means even at very low body fat, your midsection can still appear relatively flat because there simply wasn't enough muscle underneath to reveal. This is exactly why just lose the fat fails so many people. Exercise science has shown us something very consistent. Every muscle, including your abs, needs progressive overload to grow. That means gradually increasing resistance, increasing time under tension, or ideally both. Without progressive overload, the body has no reason to build more muscle. Bodyweight crunches performed the exact same way, at the exact same difficulty, eventually stop creating new growth. But many people never stop doing them. They simply add more reps, more sets, more days, more effort, mistaking more work for more progress. Imagine curling the same 5-pound dumbbell for years and expecting bigger biceps. Nobody would do that. Yet millions of people unknowingly do exactly that with their abs. So here's the solution. I call it the load and hold method. It comes down to two principles: add resistance and increase time under tension. First, stop counting reps. Start measuring difficulty. If you can easily perform more than 20 clean repetitions, that movement is no longer building muscle. It's primarily training endurance. Instead, add external resistance. Hold a weight plate during crunches, use a dumbbell for leg raises, or perform weighted cable crunches. Aim to reach true muscular failure, somewhere between 8 and 15 repetitions, exactly the same range you'd use to build your chest, your back, or your legs. Second, pause for 2 full seconds. At the peak of every repetition, hold the contraction, actively squeeze, then lower slowly with control. That brief pause dramatically increases the amount of time your abs spend under tension, creating a much stronger growth stimulus. Third, Train your abs like every other muscle group, twice each week, not every day. Use 3 exercises, 3 to 4 sets each, always working toward failure, within that 8 to 15 rep range. Give this 8 weeks, weeks 1 and 2. Focus on calibration, find the right amount of resistance. Most people are surprised how challenging even a light weight becomes. Once they slow down and hold every contraction, weeks 3 through 6. Gradually increase resistance every week. Even small increases matter. Consistency beats huge jumps. This is where real muscle growth begins. Finally, weeks 7 and 8. Now you combine that thicker muscle with a moderate calorie deficit, because this time you actually have something worth revealing. That's the mistake almost everyone makes. They try to reveal muscle that was never built. To be clear, this doesn't mean diet isn't important. It absolutely is. Diet reveals the muscle. Training builds it. You need both. That's why some people, who don't seem nearly as strict with their nutrition, still have more visible abs. Often, it's because they spent years loading those muscles through sports, manual labor, or properly weighted training. They built the foundation first. So here's the takeaway. Fat loss alone was never the entire answer. Stop treating the scale as the only number that matters. Start treating your abs like every other muscle you genuinely want to grow. Train them with resistance, progress over time, and stay patient. Try the load and hold method for the next 2 weeks. Weighted movements, 8 to 15 reps, a 2-second squeeze at the top, twice a week. Then come back and tell me what you notice. And if you're ready to tackle the fat loss side of the equation as well, check out my next protocol video or grab a copy of our ebook now. If you enjoy fitness content grounded in science, rather than gimmicks and 30-day challenges, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.